welcome to the Astro Imaging Journey channel. Please enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome back to my Astro Imaging Journey channel. And in this episode, as promised at the end of 2020, I mean I know it's still 2020 right now when I'm doing this video, but in my Happy Holidays, I said I'd be getting in my Happy Holidays episode, I said I would be reviewing the targets I had completed thus far. So, as you can see here, we've got C19 the Crescent Nebula, got all the data on that one, NGC1555, which is the Hinds Nebula, NGC672 Galaxy, and then IC63, which I've already labeled Don't Process. And we'll get into why here in a minute. So let's go over to PixInsight and let's load up the blink module. It's under process, all processes blink. And let's bring up the Crescent Nebula. Alright, we've got them all loaded up here. So let's just go ahead and let's just roll through them. And data doesn't look too bad, and I'd already gone through everything and made sure there was no satellite trails and all that good jazz. But we're just making sure everything looks pretty decent. Yeah, these look clearly some frames look better than others, but that's to be expected. Now some of those blue could have been better, but that's part of the process, right? We deal with the data we got. So this data looks pretty good for the Cocoon Nebula. Looks like we'll be able to get some usable data out of that. So let me go ahead and pause that and let me pull up NGC1555. Okay, that one is completed. So let's roll through this one. There's a little bit of a nebulosity there, but this is a reflection nebula. So I may not have had enough time on target to really pull out the details on it, but we'll see what we can get. Hopefully stacking will yield something, but at the end of the day, it's all about trial and error, and this is the first reflection nebula I've tried. So I'm thinking I didn't have enough time on the target. If not, then I will go back and redo some of it. Oh, I think I just saw a satellite or asteroid in one of those. I think this was one of the ones I did recently on the asteroid. Yeah, it is. It is. So, sorry, squirrel moment. So, really don't have too high hopes for this one, but I'm going to try it anyways. So let me pull up NGC672 Galaxy data. Okay, so that has loaded up, and let's go ahead and start. Okay, so remember now why I called it just a galaxy, because there was the two prominent galaxies here, and then a third one right here. But the data doesn't look too bad. H alpha, H beta. Luminance. Some of those didn't look the greatest, but we'll do with what we have. Hopefully the data is good enough, but we will deal with what we got. Green, okay. So let me pull up the one I said I wasn't going to process real quick. Okay, so that has loaded up now. If we remember back some episodes ago, I had this little peak thing here that was transitioning across, and then we had this down here. And you know, you guys gave me some good suggestions, and I think this is definitely coming from a bright star. There's one just off the frame, and this might be some type of internal reflection as a result. So with that, if we go over to Stellarium, you can see I've got it framed up a little bit like it, and we've got Navi, that bright star, that's casting that almost like a comet tail-like thing right here. And right here would be that reflection, if that's what it is. So thanks for everybody for your comments. It makes sense now that I look at it. I looked at it prior to this episode, and after you guys made your suggestions, you guys were great. I think that's exactly what it was. Navi here was it's just a really bright star, and it's casting that comet tail effect right here with some sort of reflection right in here. So that is why I'm probably not going to use this data. As much as this would make for a interesting little image, I just don't think it's usable because of this. This will get canceled out. This little reflection up here should pretty much get canceled out. And then this, it's in all the frames, and I just don't think it's going to get canceled out because it is pretty static. This moves up here pretty good, and this one's pretty static. I may do a test run just to see after I get the other ones done, but this is going to be low on my priority list. But if we just run through, you can see it transitions across, and this is pretty static. So like I said, I don't think this will cancel out down here, but this should. So I'm not too worried about processing this one right now. Like I said, back burner. Maybe in the future when I've got some time, I might try it, but right now it's not going to be a main focus. But you can just see you've got some good nebulosity over here and this little mountain peak over here, and it curls around. If we didn't have this right here, I really think this could be an interesting what do you want to call it, target image to do. But like I said, just think that Navi off to the side there just kind of messed with me a little bit. So at this focal length, I don't think this one was a good target. But hey, lesson learned. Next time, see what's in the neighborhood, and see if anything's going to impact or bleed into our image like this. So with that, I'm going to say, yeah, got Crescent Nebula, looks to be good. NGC672 with the 3 galaxies should prove interesting. NGC1555, the Hinds Nebula, probably going to be pretty faint because it's a reflection nebula and I probably don't have too much time on it, but it's going to be an interesting experiment to see if I can pull anything out of that one once it's all stacked. And then obviously one IC63, the YCAST Nebula, maybe sometime in the future, but not high on my priority list. I think of all of them, best data to work with will be C19, the Crescent Nebula. That's where I'm going to start and see where we can get, since I've only really processed one other image using the monochrome data. Still learning, so it's going to be an interesting trial and error process with the Crescent Nebula. So that's going to be my first one. So we will get to that one in either next episode or a couple down the line. I have a couple other ideas, but we've got some data. We can start rocking and rolling. So I will say thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please stay safe and healthy out there. As always, please stick around for the outro. Clear skies, and have a good one.
Thank you for watching yet another video from the Astrometry Journey channel. Really appreciate your viewership. In our upper right, we have the latest video we've uploaded. In our lower right, we have what YouTube might think you would enjoy. And in the lower left is our subscription button. Please like this video, subscribe if you so choose. As always, clear skies, have a good one, and remember Duke.